They're being called heroes, but for these two cops, they were simply doing their job when they risked their lives to rescue three teenagers from drowning. Today, police constables Derwan Garcia and Daniel Chok were recognized for their act of bravery. They each receive a certificate of commendation from the Commissioner of Police. It was handed over by the officer in charge of San Ignacio and Santa Elena Police Station, Superintendent Richard Rosado, and the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Noel Leal.
It feels pretty good knowing the fact that we did something right. As always, police officers are pinpointed as for the negativities they've done, but for today, it feels really good to be doing something good for our department.
Is this the first time you've done this kind of rescue?
For me, it is the first time that I've done something like this in the department. And without hesitation, if it comes by me again, I won't be afraid to do it because our job and objective is to maintain life and property.
I'm glad, and I'm glad they recognize the good things that we do. And likewise, I'm glad with the kids that they are home safe with their parents.
PCs Garcia and Chuck were at work like any regular day on Saturday. They got a distress call around 3 that afternoon that 3 boys were stranded in the Macal River in Cristo Rey village when their canoe broke apart after it slammed into a tree branch. The teenagers managed to hold on to a piece of log in the middle of the river until help arrived. 6 officers went out to Cristo Rey, and it took them less than 20 minutes to get into action. The boys informed the officers that they didn't know how to swim, and one of the boys had injured a foot. So officers Garcia and Chuck took the lead. As seen in this video captured by a cell phone, the officers used this rope which was on the river bank, and they braved the strong river currents, rescuing the boys one at a time in about 40 minutes. 17-year-old Kevin Requena, 17-year-old Brian Oliva, and 15-year-old Lehigh Alvarado, all of Santa Elena town, were safely rescued by the 2 heroic cops.
When I arrived at the river, I was nervous because I don't know what is the challenge I would go through with the current inside, right? And I tried my best. The role that I played there is that to ensure that if the rope slipped on their waist, I would be the one swimming for them. It was very tough. Well, it was very tough for me. I wasn't prepared for it, but I had to go in and assist them. And like what I tell the guy that was injured, I would ensure that I would get him on the riverbank safety. That is my job.
Did you guys strategize on the way over as to what you will do, or is it when you got to the location you decided this is our plan of action?
When we received the call of stress, we didn't had any plans or anything. We just went there and checked if it was true. And when I arrived there, I didn't speak to him, he didn't speak to me. It is just, we already jump into action and start doing what I need to do.
Once the rope were tied around the boys' waist and the boys let go from the current, my job was to ensure that even though the current was quite strong, that I pulled them into safety to the river bank. And our initiative was to get the first one that was injured out of the water because he looked like the one that was sustaining the most damages whilst in the river.
What was the biggest challenge for you? Was it the strength of the current?
The difficulty was the strength of the current, and likewise, whilst the boy was already on land, we had to ferry him up the hill, which was about a good 20-foot drop hill, and make sure that he was placed in the police mobile to be sent to the hospital for treatments. They were very scared actually when we arrived. PC Chuck advised them, asked them if any one of them could swim, and advised them likewise not to panic or not to do anything at the current moment until he arrived with the rope to tie the rope, or to throw the rope to them and to tie it around them to be taken out of the river.
And this act of bravery is being celebrated by the police department.
Today is a proud day. It feels proud to be a member of the police department on occasions like these. There will be times when we feel bad when sometimes some of our officers go on the wrong side, or when they go rogue or do indisciplined things, and for which we have to discipline them. But this is one of the days. 99 out of 100 times, the police does good things, both for the community, for the people we serve.
PC Cook and PC Garcia without taking into consideration the risk that they're putting their life into, they sprung into action. And I'm truly thankful for what they did to assist the 3 teenagers that were in the river.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.